Like, what do we do about?
Is you sign a contract with someone.
So real quick, before you did that, did you?
More than 30 years. I got my real estate license in the
And your origin story.
Is that he made an age joke the last time we were. I'm gonna use that Kuka.
You know, I'm a little more strict with what I'm looking at.
Hey everyone, how's it going out there in YouTube land and Facebook? We are here for another episode of Real Estate Talk with Randy Stedwell. Now, this is out of the norm. We are here on a Thursday. So on a Thursday here, we are here to promote this event this Saturday as well. And in order to help me do that, we have the people who are putting it on, the great people. They're called the Team 2 Excel. All right. So they are local here. They have an office in Southfield, but they do other cities around the world and around the U.S. And to help bring that all together and explain more about who they are, what they are, I have Lyric, Patrice, Wendy, Raven, and with Raven is also Miranda, I believe. Is that right?
Yes, Miranda.
So, Miranda. All right. So, first off, thank you for joining me. Thank you for coming on. And we're going to try to let's do it like this. There we go. So we're going to come on here and I want to know, first off, Wendy, thank you for coming back on here. You were here on Tuesday with us. I really appreciate coming back. You are part of this 2XL team, and it sounds like it's a great team, at least from what I've heard from it. So now I don't know who wants to start off, but give me the background of Team 2XL, how you guys got started, where you guys got started, and what was the origin for that. Who wants to start?
Can I just start to say something? I just want to say, excuse me?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
Okay. Thanks to everybody for watching. And I would like to welcome my team to Excel and the founder, Lyric Calhoun, and his beautiful wife, Patrice Calhoun, and Miranda and Raven. Welcome everybody.
Awesome.
Thank
you.
Thank you, Wendy.
All right. So
I'll jump in on answering that question for you.
Yes.
So 2003. It was actually at that time it was myself and a group of similar entrepreneurs that we were all in real estate. We were all investing, and we were all either in real estate or in the stock market. And we came together to form an organization that would empower people to learn how to use real estate in order to be able to create wealth for their family. So that was in 2003 in the basement. And from that point, it began to evolve into different models and different niches along the way because the industry crashed in 2008. So we ended up focusing on our events and marketing side. And just been, one thing after another, but it's always been based in empowerment. This lovely team here has been with us over the last, really the longest person on the team here. We've been together for about 8 years inside this particular business model. So you got 8, 5, and 3, and 2. So in our core team, we have more team that's not here's some newer members, but this is our core team that we've been rocking together. Here, yes.
Yeah, and I want to say also, thank you. I mean, you guys are on your way to Detroit at the moment, so you're here coming for Saturday's event, and it is awesome that you guys are out on the road and you're taking the time to be on here. So I got to commend you for that. Thank you for that. And it just shows you guys' dedication to come here. Now, Wendy, we already have interviewed you and we already know that you're already in Detroit. So, you got the shortest commute, right?
Absolutely.
Exactly. So Lorette, you said basically it's started by a group of people help empowering for education. Is that right?
Yes.
Is that in real estate or is it in just all forms?
Well, it was primarily real estate and entrepreneurship. So with a higher focus on real estate, but there was also an entrepreneurship component to teach business.
Got it. So that is really awesome. Now, are you guys doing anything? You're just teaching anybody who comes to you? Are you guys how are you educating people to be able to do this? Are you putting on classes in different cities? Are you in that city? Like, how did you start off by doing that?
All right. Anybody want to jump in on that one? I'm on the ball hog. Go ahead, Patrice.
I'm not sure if you can hear me.
They can hear you.
Yeah, I think I can. I think you might be on mute.
But talk louder. See if they can.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, Randy, again for having us. We are so excited of our events. We've been hosting events since 2003. Loretta started off in empowering people with information and resources in the real estate industry. It actually transfers itself over into life and also into business because, in order for you to be successful in anything, you have to have your mind right. So we incorporate a lot of principles into our education, not just information, but also where are you at personally? How can we get you unstuck so that you can reach your complete capacity? So that's pretty much how we do that.
Okay, that's awesome. So, basically, how do you say, first off, you're driving. Thank you for even responding to that. I really appreciate it. So signal does come in and out. So please bear with us. We're doing the best we can. But, with that being said, how do you take somebody and if anybody out there who's watching has any questions, put them in the chat and we'll answer them. Okay. Now, how do you tell whether they need to go to the next level? How do you get them to the next level? What's that process like? Just a quick overview is fine.
Yeah. So we have a process called the 90-day challenge. We'll be introducing that this weekend. The EXPO, the Real Estate EXPO 90-day challenge. EXPO stands for Entrepreneur Professional. And it's a step-by-step process with a lot of accountability, weekly calls, hand-holding, but also accountability to make sure that people start off with an assessment to see what their strongest strengths are, what people see them doing the most, what are they most passionate about. Because a lot of people get in real estate, they just jump in based on what the last person is doing. And me, myself being in the business over 23 years total, but this business 20, I know that you can jump in 2 feet, but it's something that you have no passion, you don't have the desire to build your skills in that area, and you may you don't love sales at all, but you got into wholesaling. Key word was selling. So then you're wondering why it's not working for you when you could have took those same administrative skills and start a property management company and been just as successful, or hands-on skills and start a contractor business and still been in the real estate industry. So we do an assessment. We use that assessment to guide them into a point that they have a niche and a focus. And then we take them through 90 days of various activities and trainings to allow them to build up that business.
Okay.
and focused.
So Brandy asks, do you all have monthly meetings?
We do have monthly meetings. Thank you, Brandy. In every market that we go in with our Real Estate Biz Expo, we launch 30 days later a monthly meeting to keep people inspired to continue. So Wendy in the corner up top there is going to start the monthly meeting there in Detroit area. It'll start at our office and then it'll go to a local venue. And we have a meeting every month in Cleveland that's every second Thursday of the month. Those are called Real Estate Investors Association meetings. We're going to be soon altering the name a little bit, but it'll be Real Biz Network meetings or something of that nature. But yes, they'll be in every city that we have an event in.
Got it. So yeah, and just like Brandy, I don't know if you're part of our Facebook group, Metro Detroit Off Market Real Estate Group. As I see them, I will share them to the group as well.
Well, heck, you're gonna be helping us lead them, Randy. You got to be on the team. We
Most
talked about
definitely.
earlier. It ain't no as
Most
I see them,
definitely.
as I help them put them on.
Yes. As we move forward, I will do all my best to help anybody and everybody I can. So, and that's what I try to do. So, now with that being said, okay, so you come to each market and you're doing these expos, and that's your kind of launch into that city. Is that right? And now you're doing monthly meetings into that?
Yes.
So you're taking over markets basically. Like you started off with Cleveland. Did you do Charlotte yet?
Raleigh is our next stop in well, it's not our next stop. Houston is the next stop in August, but Raleigh is in November.
Raleigh is in November. So awesome. And Brandy said, yes, thank you. And yes, I am. Awesome. I'm glad to have you part of the group. So we will put that on. No problem. I always like people who come and watch on YouTube, but they're still part of the group, so grows the channel. Now, again, anybody who is watching, please, if you have any questions, put them in the comments here. But we'll continue to move forward. I like the fact that that's kind of your, this expo is kind of your launch into that market, that develop, and so are you guys looking to do fix and flips? Are you looking to just be like mentors? Are you looking to just to help other people funding wise, or bring all those people who do those things to help other people? Like, tell me a little bit about that process.
Raven, you want to jump in?
Well, I can speak on one of the programs that we have, which is called the Property Sisters. And that is a program. Yeah, it's a wonderful program. It's to educate women on the basic industry of real estate by empowering them with the tools that will enhance their skills and put them in a position where they can employ them and what they have learned, and also be able to increase the quality of life for them. And within that program, there's an opportunity not only to learn the industry of real estate, but to actually become a homeowner through one of the other programs we have, which is called Launch Homes, where it's basically your home, your way.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So not only are you looking to help investors, but you're also looking to help potential homeowners.
Yes.
Is that right? That's awesome.
Yes.
So with that is really cool. I've never seen anybody out there doing that. So there's a lot of different programs out there. Now, I do have a question. Are you guys like a licensed agent as well?
So we have one licensed agent broker, which is Patrice on our team.
Okay.
And well, we have more in our network, but for the team, Patrice is the broker.
Okay.
So she handles anything that has to do with that side. And then Wendy is the investor side, especially when it comes to Detroit area. So all transactions. And I do want to add one thing to your question there, is that we are there to develop, but we're mainly there to inspire other people to develop, because a lot of times people just need more help improving their own communities. So if we do something there, it's usually going to be with someone versus coming in and saying, "Oh, look at all this territory. We could just take up all this property and buy it and fix it and create wealth that takes back to our community." It's really the opposite.
Yep.
We're coming to inspire the Detroit area, the Cleveland area, the Carolina areas, for people to wake up and take advantage of their own community because they know it best.
Right. So most definitely. And I think that really does come by transparent, you know, it comes through transparency. It comes through by what you're doing. And what I've noticed is, just from me doing wholesaling, is that, you know, people want, you know, they want the houses to be fixed up. They want the houses in the neighborhood to go good. They want a nice, safe area, because if you have too many rundown houses, vacant houses, things like that, all that does is bring danger to the neighborhood. You have squatters, you have, you know, people who like to use them for drugs and things like that. And, you know, no one wants that around their kids. It really doesn't, you know? So if you literally buy it or wholesale it to an investor who's going to fix it up and then rent it out and put a nice family in there, the whole neighborhood's behind you, you know? And when I go to a new house, say in Detroit, where I'm wholesaling the property, okay, and when I'm going there, I'm wholesaling it, and I talk to some of the neighbors sometimes. Hey, how you doing? How's it going? Things like that. And hey, this is what we're doing. I'm working with investors to see about fixing up the neighborhood, and they're thanking me, you know. And now, while I have this property under contract, I'm getting their number. And I've had people, hey, did you know that somebody's over at that house right now? You know, oh yeah, that's one of my contractors. I sent them over there. Or if I didn't send anybody over there, oh crap, thanks for letting me know. I got to get there and make sure there's nobody stealing anything, you know? So getting to know the neighborhood and the neighborhood liking you really helps. So I gotta give a good shout out to my man Khalif Williams over there. He's on YouTube watching. He's putting those fire emoji there. You know, love him. He's actually one of my friends that I do a lot of JV deals with. So I'm happy to be with him. So now so tell me what you guys are. So that's kind of how you got started. A little bit of what you're doing now. Kind of tell me more about this event that's going to be on Saturday in your guys' words. I've gone on about it a little bit on what I think is going to be there. So tell me a little bit about the structure of what we're going to see at the event, so that we can get a little bit more excited, about it.
Wendy.
So our event that we're having this Saturday is going to be simply amazing. We have some serious heavy hitters that's coming in, and I am super excited. I'm super excited about the team that's on its way here. And so we're going to go down there, plan and set up everything for this Saturday. But to give you a little tidbit, if you have a deal and you need some funding, you definitely need to be in the building. You need to bring your deal there. And we have some funders that's flying in to possibly assist you with your deal, if it's feasible and stuff. That's what they're flying in for. So again, if you are a contractor, somebody want to get into real estate, if you're a realtor, you definitely want to be at our event. It's our first event here for putting the Real Biz Expo. It's our first event here, and we will start doing it every year. So, and each year we're going to have different people. Maybe some will return, but it's going to be a really, really nice event. We got a awesome lineup. So I'm looking forward to seeing everybody coming out to our event.
So how is it going to be set up? Is it more of like a round table, or is it more like in different rooms set up? And I know me and Lyric talked a little bit about it, but I'm trying to tell everybody out here about it. So, how we're going to come into the event, are there going to be different booths set up, different places, things like that?
Yeah. I could jump in on that.
Yeah.
So we're going to do, yeah.
Okay, sorry, I didn't hear you at all. So say that again. I just heard yeah.
Right. So we're going to have one main room, the main ballroom,
Okay.
crystal ballroom of DoubleTree. Yeah. The main stage. Oh, can you hear me okay now?
Yep.
So we're going to have the main stage, presentations, talks, just different things that are going with different speakers for the first half. And then there'll be networking in between. And then afterwards, there's going to be what we call real estate table talks, where people will be able to go around and sit at each table, where the speaker at the table will be able to present and interact and answer questions on the topic that they're on. Each table will be labeled wholesaling, funding, title, business credit, all those different labels, and you rotate every 20 minutes to sit with someone different so you can be able to ask your questions. About 8 people to a table, maybe 9, and it's just going to be just mayhem information, a lot of synergy, a lot of intimate exchange where people can get in the really get into it because what the actual speaker is saying, versus it being so presentation like that you leave out of there with information overload. I want people will be able to write notes in their booklet. Everyone's going to be given a program guide, so they can actually write notes inside the program guide as they're talking to people and things of that nature.
That's awesome. So, and just to let everybody else know, I'm going to be there talking about wholesaling, beginning wholesaling and things like that. And anybody who does show up and is interested in that, I'm giving away a few of my contracts for people to start. So beginning wholesaling, I'm giving away a purchase agreement and an assignment agreement. Okay. Those are the 2 main things that you're going to need when you're starting. So I'm giving those away to people who are interested and, who is going to be at the event. Only the people that's going to be at the event. So.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So with that, we are going to have, it sounds like it's going to be more of a big room, people getting to know each other. And the biggest thing that I want to emphasize to people is this is where you network and you meet the people, because even if you don't have a deal now, you meet the people, you talk to them, and you get to know what the people are there, what their buying criteria are, what they're looking for, so that when you come across a deal, you can think of them first. And sometimes you don't even have to do any marketing. You just sell it straight to them, So coming from somebody who's done that quite a few times, it's really nice when you don't have to worry about the buyer when you're coming on the sales part. So, I really, really think about that. Now, network with different people, get to know everyone has different areas that they're experienced in. I think the biggest selling point of this is if you have deals that need funding, and you can bring them there and get funding, like it's crazy. Bring them there, pitch your deals. Okay. pitch your deals. We talked to Kevin yesterday, who is one half of the funding partner. Unfortunately, Damien had some technical difficulties getting on the show, so we were only talking to Kevin. But they're there to listen to the deals and see if they can help you fund them. And that's what they're coming in. And if you can get that, like, that's the hardest thing, is to find funding in our area. Okay. Because a lot of people have minimums, and, they have like a $50,000 or $100,000 minimum. And when you're talking about, me and Wendy were talking about on the other day, where she bought her house for $12,000, like, it's crazy. Where in the country can you buy a house for $12,000? Well, here in Detroit, so when you have a house that, well, you know what, we need to pay $12,000, $15,000 for, and it needs about $75,000 worth of work, and the ARVs are about 150, a lender is going to lend on that all day long, So, that's where you're going to look into this, and that's where this expo here is going to come in handy for anybody who wants to join, who wants to go in. So, tell me, let's go through the team and tell me a little bit about what your guys' role in the team and what you guys do. So we'll start off with, we'll go backwards. We'll start off with Raven first.
Well, hello again. This is T. Raven Harris Pinkston out of Cleveland, Ohio. I sit in the chair of member management and also on the events team.
Awesome. And what? So you're on the chair, sitting on the events team. So you're help putting on the events, as well as you help do that program that you were talking about earlier as well.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. And then let's hear from Madrid. That's right next to you as well.
Miranda.
I am so sorry. I'm horrible with names, by the way. Sorry about that.
I am the administrative consultant, so I assist with network members, clients. I assist with all events as well.
Okay. That's awesome. All right. And let's go to Wendy.
Hello, everybody. My name is Wendy Barber, and we have our 2XL office here in Southfield, and I help put on events as well, and I run the 2XL office that we have in Southfield, which we're going to be putting on different events there starting next month. We're going to have several monthly meetings there in Southfield and other locations as we grow.
I can't wait to be there. There's another Southfield meetup that we go to. It's the first Tuesday of every month. It's Renegades.
Okay, I've been there before.
Yeah, so that's an awesome place. Just don't coincide it with that one. I have to, unfortunately. I like that one. So
okay.
All right, so we'll go to Patrice.
Hey everyone. So for the team, I handle the operations. I'm the chief operations officer, handle all the day-to-day stuff, help with the team, any training on our on our systems, or our tools that help set up all of our events, all that good stuff. Everything that helps to keep the engine running and keep Mr. Calhoun going as well. So that's in a nutshell what it is that I do on the team.
Awesome. And then we'll go with Lyric.
All right, so I am the coach. I am the marketer. I focus on making sure that we have a brand, that we're pointed in the right direction with it, and that the events that we pull together, all the components that make them up, I kind of work to design those to fit the industry that we're pointed in, which is real estate. And like I said, on the coaching side, I work with our clients to help them to be able to grow their business. And my main focus right now is not necessarily as much as the clients that are trying to do the fix and flip, but the speakers that are going to be on the stage are my clients. I'm supporting them and getting their products to you all or to people out in the community.
Okay, awesome. And how do you? So, are you the only coach on the team? Do you have more coaches?
No, everyone on the team actually wears a coaching hat in their area of expertise. So, Raven is an actual life coach. She also teaches and runs the youth education program within the organization. Wendy was pretty bashful in not sharing that the room that she's in right now is one of her properties, one of her launch homes that she developed in Detroit, and she teaches other people how to set those homes up, and also how to be able to. So she coaches them, and to being able to help them to, either get into the group home business, and then Miranda helps and coaches people with the back office when it comes down to administrative tools. How do you manage your business on a day-to-day basis with the administrative side? So whatever each person is doing for the company, those same skills are the skills that you hear them teaching and holding accountable when we're working with clients.
Most definitely.
So, Patrice helps you set up the finances, things of that nature.
That's awesome. So I'm very glad that you guys are doing this, because I actually had, like, from the longest time, I've always had an idea, and this is the reason why I've started actually doing YouTube to get my story out there, do what I'm doing. And I want to help as many, say, young entrepreneurs as possible, because one thing that we never got taught as a kid going through school is entrepreneurship and how to handle money. Okay. And, the thing is that there's such a lack of education out there for the people going up that they think, no offense to anybody who thinks this, but they think that the government's going to take care of them all. That no matter what happens, if something goes bad, the government's going to take care of it. And that's just simply not true. When you start relying on the government, it's going downhill very fast, because and no offense to anybody who is, but in my experience, the government is only out to get their voters and give just enough to get your vote, and that's it. To do just enough. So you're never going to get ahead by relying on the government, ever. Okay. You can take that to the bank, period. So with that, I really like to educate as many people. And that's why I'm doing this YouTube channel as well, and doing my Facebook group. And that's why I tell people I'm an open book. You want to ask me anything. I'll answer it for you. No problem. I'll give you my personal opinion, and I'll try to back it up with as much evidence as possible. Okay. But I'm not going to lean one way, lean left, or lean right by any means. I leave politics out of it. Okay. I'm just being completely honest. Like, business is business, and you got to treat it like business. So the more we can teach young entrepreneurs how to handle money properly, and how to actually think like an entrepreneur, not think like an employee, think like how can I replace myself and still make the same amount of money?
Yep.
And it just keep coming in, So one of the books that changed my life, and probably changed a lot of, even probably one of you guys or all of you, is I call it the Entrepreneurship Bible. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So
that's it.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So now that I brought that up, that was my favorite book, and what changed my viewing in entrepreneurship, in money, in all of that. So I kind of want to ask each one of you, what book helped inspire you to get on the entrepreneurship path and, going forward? I'll start off with Lyric.
What book inspired you in the entrepreneurship path and move forward? So my book was Venice Bloodworth, Key to Yourself.
Venice Bloodworth?
Venice, Venice.
Okay.
Bloodworth, Key to Yourself. And I was probably about 23 years old. And it basically, in so many words, summed up what we know now in the Think and Grow Rich is that whatever you think about most, that you can begin to produce in your mind has the ability to begin to produce and attract based on your thoughts and how powerful they are. And once I understood that concept, it helped me to really begin to believe in myself as an entrepreneur, as an aspiring businessman. And that just drove me to do the rest. That book.
Wow. That's awesome. So, that it basically helped turn your mindset off or change your mindset. Is that right? Help turn your mindset off or change your mindset. So, we're getting a little bit low signal from Lyric. It's because he's driving here, so that's all right. So, All right, awesome. So let's go with Raven. Raven, what was the book that changed your mindset or changed how you look at things?
Since you stole the one that I had, which was
Yep.
I was, this is going to sound a bit unusual, but believe it or not, the Bible. The Bible has a lot of interesting concepts and that when it comes to money, finances, and even entrepreneurship. And, some of the stories that you read and if you really look at it, it really teaches you a lot about life. And it's like, you hear these stories about, the merchant, the cobbler and things like that own those things, I broke them down in my brain and I was like, you know what? That's when you go into the stores and see other individuals, they have their children in there with them, and so, and I'm old school anyway, so that is something that I got from the Bible, and that changed my life. I'm old school anyway, so
Okay. Awesome. So how about Miranda? What was your book?
Well, outside of Rich Dad Poor Dad as well, I would say Spencer Johnson. That was a book. Again? Who Moved My Cheese?
Who Moved My Cheese?
Correct. I believe it's Spencer Johnson. That I think that book was inspirational and reminded you not to get stuck. And I think sometimes you're just a regular employee, you just go to work, and some people have goals. I wouldn't say people don't have goals, but you're more robotic.
Yep.
And it was to make you be able to sniff out and see when things are about to change or move. And I took it as to not always get stuck. That when things shift, life shift, time shift, knowing how to see it coming and make adjustments and keep the faith and keep moving. Just keep moving and go find your new cheese.
Okay, that's awesome. So I really appreciate that. And that sounds like it's a really good book. I'm gonna have to start writing these down.
It's a very good. It's not like you can read that quickly. It's powerful. It's a great book. I think young people should read it.
Awesome. So we'll go with Wendy. Wendy, what book helped change your mindset on financing, investing, to get you away from the employee mindset?
So actually, it wasn't really a book. I was sitting on a couch one day watching Oprah back in the day, in 1996.
God love Oprah.
And so yeah,
Sorry,
so
go ahead.
it wasn't a book, and
Okay.
I started a cleaning service. And
Mm.
so I had a job. I really didn't like the job that I was going to. And I decided that I want to be an entrepreneur, and I've always wanted to be in real estate, but I started off with a cleaning services, and I was doing residential, and then I started to do commercial, and then I started investing into real estate, you know, houses and some other stuff. So yes, but it was watching Oprah Winfrey talking about entrepreneurship in 1996.
That's awesome. So yeah, that's really great. And sometimes it doesn't have to be a book. You know, honestly, it was hard for me to read books growing up because I actually have dyslexia. And, you know, I don't know, a lot of people don't know this about me, is I have dyslexia with reading, writing, and comprehension. So the reason why is it takes me forever to read. And the reason why is because that's how I comprehend. If I read it too fast, it's in one ear and out the other, you know? So I have to slow it down. And some people even get mad at me for how slow I read, but that's how I absorb the information. And unfortunately, it also puts me to sleep too. So, so I like a lot of audiobooks nowadays. But Rich Dad Poor Dad was the book that I read hands on. So that was awesome. So Patrice, what about you? What book helped change your mindset?
All right, you guys may not have heard of this book. I'm going to share it anyway. It's a secret. I didn't want anybody else to hear about this book. But here we go. It was a book of life. So throughout my journey in life, I've held several positions in corporate America. And to your point, Randy, earlier when you were talking about the government, how, you know, when things happen and things shift, employment, all of that can go away in a blink. So that is what I experienced in 2008, my first chapter in the book of life. At that time, I didn't know what I was going to do. I had 2 children. I was laid off, and mortgage, you know, how am I going to survive? So during this time, I had the idea of, hey, I love to organize and clean. Why don't I go and clean someone's house just for a few extra bucks?
Yep.
So that started happening. Reached out to some family. Hey, can you help me out? I can clean your home. That started a journey like, oh, I can really do this, right? Long story short on that one is that I couldn't bear all of the work because it was just too much for one person. So I looked into something else. So it led me to my second chapter in the book of life. That was my kids at that time. They went to a school system that were just transitioning over to school uniforms. So I found that normally after the beginning of the school year, you can't find any school uniforms. So my entrepreneurial thought at the time, and I really didn't know what it was, but again, trying to survive, right? I said, why not start my own school uniform business? So that is what I did. It was online. I talked to the parents at the school. Hey, I can get your kids some uniforms, cash on delivery. And that is how that part started. Now, of course, I didn't believe in myself enough. And right at the moment, I got another position. So I kind of let all of that go. But that was my first 2 chapters into the introduction of my entrepreneurship life, the book of life. Yep.
That's awesome. And that's one thing that I see this whole book of life that you're talking about. It truly is. It's based on decisions that we make, you know. I'm not trying to preach here by any means, but the decisions that you make create who you are. For instance, you just said you didn't have enough confidence in yourself to continue on that business. So you made that decision. As soon as you got another job offer, you took it, you know? And I had the same type of experience. I worked on a cruise ship as a photographer. I came off that cruise ship and tried to make it on my own as a freelance photographer. And as soon as the opportunity came up for a staff position for somebody, you know, I took it because I wasn't getting enough clients coming in. I didn't have enough confidence in myself. Mainly my pocketbook couldn't handle it. So, but
and that's right. And it still happens today. And that's part of why we have the passion to do what we do, is because we help people to continue to write their book of life. Because there's going to be highs and lows and everything. And with our event Saturday, all of our events, we have people that are passionate about giving information and help people get to the other side of these moments, because they are naturally going to happen. So that is why I'm here. You know, that is why I was drawn to the organization in 2015. And I fell in love because you could, there was no ceiling to how you can help people. And so that is why we're on this journey, and we're going to continue this journey, because people need help. I don't care if you're wholesaling, you're a real estate agent, you're a mortgage broker. It doesn't matter what position you hold. At some point, you're going to need some help. You're going to need some support. And what inspired me in this part of my book of life is being around people. I met Lyric. He was introduced into my life, and I'm so grateful because he was able to say, no, you can do this. You can. And so with the right coaching and the right support, being around like-minded people, you can actually achieve your dreams. You can finish that book. So that is why we do these events. If you're just starting, you want to scale, you want to grow, you want to take a different direction in your business, we can help with that. So I just wanted to share that passionate part of why I'm here, why I do what I do with the organization. And, you know, and I just can't stop.
Yeah, most definitely. And this is one thing that I've learned throughout my book of life myself. I'm 39 years old. I've gone through 3 careers. This is technically my 4th career. And, you know, I will say this, if you're doing something you're passionate about, whether it be on the side, whether it be your main gig, whatever, you will never do a day of work in your life. Okay. And the money will follow. Like, it may not follow right away. This is what I had to learn. I had to learn to trust in the process. The money, if you're consistent and doing the things that you like to do, but you still have to have an entrepreneurial mindset. Okay. Like, for instance, me giving this stuff away everybody's like, well, why can't you just, you can sell those contracts easily. Yes, but I want to help people first. The more I help people, guess what? They're going to bring me deals and want to JV with me, whether I give them my contracts or not, because I have the knowledge. So in the return, I'll get more out of it. You know, that's how when I put stuff out there, when everybody you put good out there, you will get returned tenfold. It may not be right away, but you will get returned. And you can't do it with the expectation of getting a return. Okay. If you go in there every time and expecting a return right away, you're going to be disappointed. That's what I've noticed.
That's right.
And hopefully what I said just made sense. So
it does. That's definitely. Yes.
All right. Yep. So we're coming up to the end here, and I kind of wanted to know, what is your guys' future? Obviously, we know a little bit about doing the monthly meetings, going off to different cities and doing the same thing. What is your guys' future, and how can people from our channel here help you guys move forward?
All right. Anybody want to jump in?
Don't go all at once now.
No, the future is to continue to empower those that are empowering. People like yourself, people that are going to be on that stage Saturday. So to give them the support, to give you all the support that you need, the encouragement to go out and do what it is that's on your heart, what's in your purpose, what's in your gift. To continue to do that is our work. The movement that we have going right now is called 1 Million Empowered. You'll see that on the flyer. Every person that we see at that event is going to be deducted from that 1 million number. You know, once we've touched 1 million people with our events, our, shows like this. Now, of course, we can't count each one by one, but we get a good average of what's going on. But the more we get the word out there and the more people we touch, the more the world we become more self-sufficient. They'll understand that they can do for self, as my mom always shared, and that if they just believe in themselves, that they can create whatever world, whatever life they want to create. As this world change into more technology, more artificial intelligence, more robots. As it becomes that, people are going to need to know that they can win. And so you're going to continuously hear us in this space, teaching people how to excel, using the same vehicle, real estate, because it is such a powerful vehicle. We didn't just choose a money-making vehicle. We chose a vehicle that no matter which way you start and whichever angle you start from, you can make money in real estate. You can start off by just sweeping somebody's front yard. You say, I only got a truck with a couple dollars worth of gas. Well, you can charge somebody to go pick up their Home Depot equipment or tools. You say, well, I don't have anything, including a paintbrush, but I painted before. Well, somebody could get the paint kit, tell you to meet them at the house and paint for them. So you literally can do, every time one house transfers, over 100 different careers are impacted by one house transacting. So our vision is to continue to use real estate and empowerment and events to be able to bring about people with resources, tools, and accountability that they can build themselves and their family, a different life through using this vehicle. So we just, that's it. Having tangible offices in different cities, different individuals, the Team to Excel network being even larger. You look up and next time you can't even fit them all on StreamYard. It'd be so many Team to Excel members. So, so that's just a little bit about the feel of where we're looking to go.
That's awesome. And, and just to let you know, anybody who's going to be at this event, get to know these people, like, everybody that I have on here, great people, great energy. And the people who are not on here, they're going to be great. And get to know people, get to know who they are, get to know your buyers out there, get to know the people who come to the events as well. So that's the biggest thing is, that's why they put on these events, is to network. If you don't know how to network with somebody, just talk. That's it. Just talk, get to know each other. Make sure you take people's phone number down, email addresses, names, and follow up with that person, and go from there. So see what they want, what they're looking for, especially if you're a wholesaler. See what their criteria is. And you know what? In some cases, if you're a brand new wholesaler, you're a beginner wholesaler, and you get to know these buyers and they tell you their specific criteria, now you can niche down your list to that areas. And as soon as you get a deal, take it right to them, So with that being said, I really want to say thank you to everybody who is on here. Thank you, Patrice. Thank you, LaRick, Wendy, Raven, and Miranda. Hopefully I said that right. So, So, and thank you all. I really do appreciate you guys coming on. one last thing before we go. I'm gonna share my screen here, okay, and we are going to show you exactly how to purchase tickets. This is the website. This website is in the description below, okay. In the description below, you're going to go down here. You're going to purchase tickets now. Okay. Right now, all the free tickets are gone. Okay. It's past 100 people. There's this general admission, but this is general admission for $129. I think is a great value, but we do have an extra, only 50 people at this price is a discounted price at the moment for $49.99 for one person. Okay. It's a discounted price. I think that's a tremendous deal. So go ahead and, check that out, and we can kind of, those are the tickets, and, hopefully we can, so, get your ticket now for this Saturday if you haven't already got it. And, hopefully the traffic won't be too bad with the Grand Prix in downtown Detroit. Hopefully we can get through. But I'm going to be there. We're all going to be there. I'm going to be covering it through my event. I may not be going live, obviously, but I'm going to be doing video recording all throughout the event. And then we're going to put together a montage of the whole night, and it will come out on our channel later on. So I really do appreciate it. Thank you, LaRick, for reaching out. Thank you, everyone, for coming on here. And I cannot wait to see you guys on Saturday.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
Great job. Right.
Thank you. You guys have a great day. Have a great evening, and drive safe. You guys are driving on your way up here to Detroit. Drive safe, please. All right.
Thank you.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you. Good night,
Thank
and have a good evening.
You too, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.